everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Queen Sugar. So today's video, we're going to dive into 2025 and see what Spirit has to say for us in terms of your love life. But right now, I wanted to just give a special shout out again to Luisa for sponsoring this video. I have another collaboration with them, and so just wanted to lift them up once again. So if you're not familiar, Luisa is a New York-based jewelry company, and they provide some of my favorite accessories that I just love wearing pretty much all the time, and their quality is top tier as mentioned before, and it's just affordable. Like, you don't have to worry about breaking the bank, overspending. Like, it can fit pretty much anyone's budget. So I highly recommend them, and I will show you some of my new pieces that I have from Luisa, as well as you just share a little bit more insight about the quality of their accessories and just how you can purchase them online. So one of the pieces that I have here is called the Collins necklace. So it's a gold finish and it's about 18 inches. And this one I'm so excited to wear because I feel like it'll be a great way to kind of elevate a very simple look, especially if you're doing like all black or a nice all red look. So I'm excited about that one. And then another piece that I have, I wanted something kind of simple. So this is a Hayden chain necklace. So I think this is really nice. So if you don't know already, I love gold. So I have like a lot of gold pieces, and I love Luisa for that, just because they have a variety of options, and they do have options in silver too if you're more of a silver kind of person. So this one's like a little bit shorter, but I think they'll be great to wear with having like a longer necklace like this. And another necklace that's becoming one of my favorites right now is the Ellery necklace. And so it is a gold chain heart necklace, but if you can see, the heart has like the sparkles as well, and I absolutely love that. And it pairs well with the necklace that I have on now because it's just like a solid gold heart. So putting this necklace with this one, chef's kiss. Even though we're not talking about food, chef's kiss. So if you are interested in just really great gift pieces that are thoughtful and honestly just beautiful, I highly recommend Luisa, and they're having their holiday sale going on right now. So this is a great opportunity to just kind of stock up on different options for yourself, for your friends, for your family, and just treat your loved ones to something nice that will not break the bank, but also can be beautiful statement pieces, great for date nights, for work, or just because, like I said, I wear this necklace pretty much every day, and I get complimented on it all the time, as if I'm wearing, like a designer necklace or just like other statement pieces. But I have my link in the description box below, so if you're interested in purchasing some pieces from Luisa's website, feel free to click that link below to help you get a discounted rate. And also just check out the other pieces that they have on their website. They're always updating and just going with the trends, so you will always see something new and something different on their website. So I hope you all enjoy checking out their pieces online and maybe find something that's interesting or that's catches your eye the way these pieces did. But with that being said, let's hop into our video. Alrighty everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. So today's reading is going to look into your love life for 2025, and I will have the questions that I'm going to go through for the reading posted on the screen. And so the questions are, where are you now currently in your love life? What are things going to look like in 2025? What are some main themes and lessons that you'll get from that love life experience next year? The type of connection that you will experience, and if you will even meet someone significant next year, and then what steps to continue to take to align you with that type of love that you are desiring and wanting for yourself. So take a moment to just kind of clear your energy, get excited, and just welcome the energy of love and your guides to lead you to the pile or the necklace that best represents the messages for you for your love life in 2025. So our first necklace is the Sam necklace. Our second necklace is the Collins necklace. And then our third necklace is the Ellery necklace. So once you decided on which necklace or necklaces that you are feeling drawn to, called to, feel free to click the timestamp below to watch your portion of the video. As always, I hope you all enjoy this reading and just enjoy the messages that come of it. And also, too, I hope that you enjoy the beautiful necklaces from Ana Luisa and check them out. Hello, pile number one. This will be for those that selected the Sam necklace. So we'll put your necklace to the side, and what we're going to do is go through each question through the cards and get answers to all of those questions that I had listed at the very beginning before you clicked on your video. So the first question we're going to dive into is, where are you now in terms of your love life? So we're going to start off with this card for that question. So we have the lovely 36 Sexy Time card. So this is the first question, first card. And so in terms of, where you are in your love life, the energy that I pick up surrounding this particular card right now is very electric. It's magnetic because there's two, lovers here, and undeniably alluring. I feel like Spirit is showing me that you are radiating this confidence in the way that you draw people in, whether you realize it or not, right? So you're giving off this major main character energy effortlessly, right? You're not doing the most to get the attention. It's like you're naturally in this element, in this aura about yourself, and it shows. Like, you don't have to, put on a face, put on a facade. Like, this is just genuinely who you are. And also know that this is not just about physical attraction. It's the way that you're owning your essence and embracing your sensuality and your beauty and stepping into your power unapologetically. And so you may be in this phase of kind of like rediscovery, exploring what truly excites you or fulfills you in love and intimacy. And I feel like Spirit is saying, you're learning to play again. Like, you're learning to have fun. And this can mean connecting with someone new. This can mean deepening the passion in an existing relationship, or even just kind of rediscovering your relationship with yourself. And so I feel like this is a great time for you to continue to honor your desires and recognize that your sexuality is important, your beauty is, inward and outward, and just owning that and being proud of it. For some of you, this energy is also about kind of clearing out old blocks around intimacy and kind of breaking free from any outdated beliefs or fears that you might have connected to like love and passion, and knowing that you deserve that. You deserve intimacy. You deserve to be safe when it comes to that. And Spirit also wants to remind you that this is a time to have fun, to be adventurous, to explore, and just to make sure that you are aligning with your authentic self and, exploring that. And leaning into this energy is essential because you want to say yes to what feels good, right? You want to set the boundaries where needed, but you also want to let yourself enjoy the magic of this moment and any other moment that you'll have in this season or, in future upcoming seasons. So keep shining and glowing is the first big thing that I hear Spirit say, as like the closing statement. And then as well too, like currently where you are, it's like you can sense and feel a soulmate coming in. Like you no longer are feeling like alone. Like you genuinely can kind of feel their essence, their energy. So let's go to the next set of questions and see if we can confirm that. And those questions are I believe that one is like, what will your love life look like in 2025, and just get like a general energy check-in for the romantic journey of next year. And I got one card for that question. And so that card is, ooh, look at that. We have Juno, commitment. So Well, that obviously answers the next few questions. But it says marriage, long-term relationships, fulfillment, compatibility, give and take, loyalty, partnerships, intimacy needs, soulmates, unions in June. So I mentioned intimacy, I mentioned soulmate. And then the fact that we have like long-term relationships and marriage just lets us know that you are attracting, you are aligning with that type of energy. And so I feel like next year is just a really big one for you when it comes to your love and relationships, because this card literally is just about commitment. And when we talk about astrology, Juno represents the type of partnership that aligns with your soul's like highest needs and highest purpose. So think of it as like the glue that holds everything together, especially like long-term connections. But also it's about finding the relationship that honors and balances things out. It's also about mutual respect. And this is a love, a connection that feels like home, right? You know, you're heading into this phase where you're being able to call this person, this relationship home, because it feels genuine, it feels authentic. And this commitment, you know, means that you're connecting with them on a deeper level, right? And there's that loyalty there's that shared vision of the future, emotional safety. And even when I look at this card, even though there's just like they're cuddling, I also get this sense of emotional safety with them, because they're able to be vulnerable with each other in their most vulnerable state. And so I feel like with this Juno card, it's asking you to get real with yourself and your values and the qualities of what you want in a relationship, so you're able to call that energy in and to align with it easily and not settle for anything less. And for some of you, I will say that you know, meeting this person, it just kind of clicks instantly, right? Because you connect on a soul level, on a spiritual level. And I feel that, you know, next year you're stepping into this romantic chapter that is not just about being with someone, but also about building something truly meaningful and long lasting. And let's be honest, you know, you've been doing the work. You know, you've grown, you reflected, you learn what does and what does not work for you when it comes to love. And now the universe is matching that energy by aligning you with the kind of partnership that feels like it's been waiting for you all along. Like, this is home. And, you know, I hear spirit saying just like, buckle up, like get ready, because it's going to be a year of grown up love, the kind that feels very divinely orchestrated, divinely, you know, aligned, where you look at your partner and you think, wow, this is what I was waiting for. This is what I knew I was supposed to have and be a part of. So be very open and honest and trust the process when it comes to, you know, this love life for next year. And there are going to be bumps in the road. That's just a natural part of anything. But don't let that discourage you and make you feel like, oh, you know, I'm never going to get that. Like, don't have that type of mentality. So that's what I have for that particular question. So the next one is, you know, will you meet your significant person in 2025? And then also like, you know, if there's any indications of the timing around it. And so I immediately got a yes, just like channeling the energy. And I'm channeling, you know, towards the first quarter of the year. So like that January to March, April-ish area. And remember that this is based off current energy. So time is fluid. So it is okay if it does not happen in that first quarter. Does not mean it will never happen. But just ease into the flow of things, and it will make sense why and when it appears, when it does, if that makes sense. So that's what I have for that question. So now we're going to get into the main themes or like lessons of your love life of 2025. So I believe I have these cards as that. So we have magnetic souls. Your sacred souls are instantly drawn towards each other. And then security, what is yours will always be yours. This love is secured by the divine. I don't know why. I did say something about like they feel emotionally safe with each other, and then we get security. So that's just even more confirmation that this connection, this love life, this relationship is going to feel safe. It's going to feel secure. So let's start with the magnetic souls piece. So all I hear is easy. Your love life in 2025 will flow effortlessly like a gentle stream. taking you exactly where you're meant to be. And I'm just noticing too, like both of these cards, they're into, like, one person's, into the other person's arms, like they're embracing each other, even in this card. But I feel like these mirror each other very well. But anyway, this connection just feels very light. It feels very natural, peaceful, the kind of energy that makes you stay like, wow, this is how it's supposed to feel. And I feel like the main lesson for you in terms of this particular card is to embrace that flow. When something is meant for you, it doesn't require constant struggle or second guessing. It simply aligns. You're done with the struggle of. You're done with that. You're like, I don't have time for that anymore. And so now, because you have done your inner work, because you have released that baggage and set the intention for the kind of love you deserve, it shows up. And now the universe is saying, like, relax, you made it, let things unfold, right? Trust the ease of all of it, and you don't have to push, you don't have to chase, you don't have to overanalyze. You just allow yourself to receive the love that's been finding its way to you. And that's why it's so easy, because you don't have to try anymore like how you did in the past. And so I feel like with the security card here, this card gives me this energy of, like, trusting and just having that reassurance. And so I feel like Spirit wants you to know that every prayer, every wish, every hope that you poured into your love life has been heard. You were never forgotten. Even in the moments when you felt like your desires were taking too long or weren't coming together, divine timing was working in your favor. And it's like I hear someone saying, I love you. It's the voice of someone who will, already does, and loves you deeply and unapologetically. And this love feels very safe, feels secure, feels unwavering. The kind of love that reminds you that you are cherished beyond measure, and you are, like, cherished behind measure. And I'm like, I have my hands, both of my hands up in my heart, because I feel this warmth in this area. And this person that said, I love you, they love you dearly and sincerely. And right now, they're saying, I want you to say that you love yourself. Like, say, I love myself. Say it right now in this moment. I love myself. And know that love always starts with you. It's never outside of you. It always starts with you. So leaning into that security of knowing that you are loved because you love yourself as well. And that you are divinely supported, that you're deeply loved and heard, and you're safe, and you're fully worthy. Like, you're not a little bit worthy. You're fully worthy of this beautiful love. And you stepped into this season where love surrounds you from within and without. And so let it flow. Let it be, and watch as everything you ever dreamed of come to you and take form, right? So not shying away from it. And it's perfectly normal to get scared. It is perfectly normal to, see something and immediately think it's a red flag, or immediately think, this is the wrong thing or the wrong person. It's perfectly normal to have those moments, especially when they are the right person, because what happens is, it just shows you that, like, okay, am I going to let my stuff get triggered from something from my past? Or am I actually going to use the lessons and the resources that I have now to address this situation, or to actually realize, like, wait a minute, it's not even that deep. It's not even that. It's just something, small that I could just be over analyzing and freaking out about because I have been triggered before in the past, or something like this seems a little bit familiar, but it's really not the same thing. So knowing when to decipher when something is actually a repeated cycle versus, oh, this is just something showing up that is letting me know, like, hey, I might need to still reflect, or like go within to make sure I don't let this continue to linger within my relationship. So that's what I have for that question. So the next question, I believe, is like the type of relationship that this will be. So we're going to go through these two cards. So we have commitment, and we have commitment here. So this is clearly the pile of just long-term longevity, marriage. So, I mean, if you want to get married, this is triple confirmation, basically. And then we have tongue master as well. Okay. I'm gonna put tongue master by sexy time and put them there. And then we'll put the commitment card next to this commitment card, because then I have like 2 more tarot cards. I just want to make sure I have room for everything. Okay, so in terms of the type of commitment or type of relationship this is going to be, honestly, like just right off the bat, it's going to be a long-term relationship. But if we want to go through the individual cards, with the tongue master card, it's like, buckle up, buttercup, because this connection is just like pure passionate. The energy of passion and chemistry is all over this reading, but this is giving like a love of a lifetime type of vibe. This isn't just like a surface level attraction. It's kind of a connection that lights up your soul, and it keeps that spark alive. There's this magnetic pull and attraction between you and this person, and the way that they communicate their feelings, both with their words and, in other ways, will leave you absolutely amazed and just speechless. There's someone who makes you feel desired. They make you feel loved. They make you feel adored and alive. And Spirit is saying you are stepping into this season where you're seen, where you're heard, where you're cherished, as I mentioned before. And you can enjoy this playfulness, this lightheartedness. Like, it doesn't feel very, strict. It doesn't feel bland. It doesn't feel boring. Because I'm sure, people that are watching this pile, you have dated someone where it was just like, oh my gosh, this is so boring. Or like, they're such a, what is it, stick in the mud or something like that. And this person is not like that. They're fun. Like, they're your kind of fun. And then with the commitment card, I mean, just the fact that you have it twice, it just shows me that this is a big deal. This is huge. And the relationships coming into your life now are not casual, fleeting, or uncertain type of relationships. Like, they're solid. You are attracting someone who is ready to go out in a partner who shows up with consistency, who shows up with loyalty and the desire to build something real with you, whether this is like, a new love, deepening an existing connection, or even a reconciliation with someone from the past. It just shows that this energy is rooted in stability and it's rooted in growth. And Spirit wants you to know that this isn't like a maybe kind of love or uncertain type of love. This is a yes. I know you are the one that I want. Someone is going to see you as their forever person, and they're going to make it crystal clear through their actions and their devotion. This is a season for you to step into this relationship and just allow it to blossom beautifully. And know that this type of connection doesn't, it's not meant for temporary gain. It's longevity. And this is about excitement. It's about peace. And Spirit is reminding you to embrace it and to trust the journey and to enjoy this passion. And you're not, also knowing that you're not just attracting love, but you're attracting the love, that you always wanted. And you're getting ready. And so because your heart is about to be set ablaze, basically, it's time to get in position, get into alignment with it more and more. And another thing that I'm hearing Spirit say is that because there's this passion, and this is a very strong, committed relationship that you're about to step into, know that you don't have to rush into it. Because I feel like what Spirit is saying right now is society tries to paint this picture like things have to happen at a certain timeline. And it's not saying there's not some truth to certain timelines or certain, advice people give, but more so that go off what feels right, but also to knowing that just because something is taking its time does not mean that it is not authentic, that it is not real. And just because some things happen very quickly does not mean that it's, just a crash and burn type of thing. It varies from person to person. So I'm hearing Spirit say, if you're dating someone next year and y'all been dating for like maybe 2-3 months, do not think, because we're not official yet, at the 3rd month, they don't want to be with me, we might as well end it. Don't have that mindset. Obviously, you don't want to waste your time, but be intentional, be mindful, and know that if you're building a genuine connection with someone, it is okay if it takes a little bit of time, but also know what you're comfortable with in terms of your timing. So if you don't want to date someone, 5 months and y'all not exclusive and in a relationship, that's perfectly fine. But do it because that's what you want to do and not because someone else told you that's what you're supposed to do. So that's the big thing that I'm hearing here too. And then the last question, I believe, is just like, what steps should you take to align with this true love, or how to prepare? And it's not saying you're not in alignment now, but more so, what else can you do? What other advice the Spirit has for you at this time? So we have the Two of Pentacles, and then the Strength card. I'm hoping all of these cards are in the frame. So in terms of the Two of Pentacles card, the first word I heard was reorganizing. And so I heard reorganizing and balance. And so the first step towards aligning with the true love that's coming in for you next year for 2025, is to just bring balance into your life. And it's like this nudge from Spirit to remind you to kind of assess where your energy is going and how you're managing it on many parts, right? And so knowing that love thrives in a space of harmony. So if you're juggling too much, whether it's work, family, or emotional baggage, like, it's time to kind of prioritize different things and making sure that you have the space in the room for it, right? So this is about like reorganizing yourself, inside out, right? Clearing up some space, both physically, emotionally, and mentally, for the love that you're calling in. And that might mean setting some boundaries with people or situations that drain you or make time in your schedule to actually date and connect with someone, right? So Spirit is saying you cannot hold on to everything and still have room for something new. I'm going to say it again. You cannot hold on to everything and still have room for something new. You can't. You just can't. And the longer you hold on to things that you need to let go of, or that you need to, set boundaries with, the longer it might take to kind of get more into that alignment. So create that balance. You need to invite this love in. And so with the Strength card, it just reminds me, true love requires courage and gentleness, right? So the woman in this card, she is exhibiting courage because she is putting herself out there to be in the presence of this lion. And then the lion is representing gentleness, because lions from afar can look very intimidating, and obviously they're very big animals, large teeth. We know that they can maul you, that they are very strong, powerful creatures, but they can be soft and gentle when they're in the right space with the right people or with the right animals. And so this is saying to prepare for love that isn't about being perfect, but about showing up authentically and being vulnerable. And strength does not mean being tough. It's about having the heart to trust and to heal and to stay open, even when love feels a little bit scary. And knowing that it is okay, like I said before, to have a moment where you get a little nervous or something is a little question, like you question something. It does not mean that it's wrong. Because sometimes I think too, when we think about like, oh, this, like a true healthy loving relationship won't have you, anxious, won't have you, questioning things. That is true. But it's, to me, I look at it as constantly, it won't have you doing that. There are going to be moments when you do it because we're just natural humans, where that's just something we do naturally, and we're still going through our healing process. No one will ever be 100% healed, so something will trigger you at some point, but that does not mean that person is the wrong person. It could just mean there's a level of growth here, but also it can be an insight to something else. But this person, these people that we're talking about here for next year, they're not that type of like energy where it's like, oh my gosh, like, this is the wrong person. This person is the right person. It's the one that's aligned for you, made for you. And so just really embodying that and taming your inner fears and your doubts while radiating this confidence and self-love is essential too. So just overall, like how to align with it, I would just say, clear the clutter, like emotionally, mentally, physically, and make room for love to grow. Prioritizing yourself, restructuring things, reorganizing your life to ensure that you have the time and the energy to nurture this connection, to embrace vulnerability, knowing that strength lies in you showing up as your true self, imperfections and all, and just being comfortable with that, and just also cultivating some level of peace to where you are trusting that love is on its way and that divine timing is working for you, and that things don't have to go accordingly based to society norms. They're going accordingly based on what spirit and what your soul wants and needs. Okay, so this is just a reminder that you are on the right path and that you are aligning with love, that is going to be balanced and beautiful for next year of 2025. So trust in every step that you're taking right now, and leading, and knowing that it's leading you to this partnership that you always wanted, and that true love is here. So congratulations, pile number one. This is such a beautiful pile, and I'm just gonna claim this is the pile. This is like the best pile. And I don't try to like do that with all my readings, but it's sometimes I feel like it can be reassuring to hear that when you're listening to something, to know like, okay, I picked the right one for me. So I just want to give that shout out to you all, and I hope you all enjoy. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate the love and the support. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, leave a comment below, and check out other videos on my channel. Alrighty, this will be for those that selected pile number 2, necklace number 2, which is the Collins necklace. So we're going to put your necklace to the side, and we're going to go through your cards and answer each question. So each set of cards will answer one of the questions that I had listed earlier in the video. And so the first question was, where are you now in terms of your love life? So you're the only pile that got 2 cards for this question. So we're going to see what they entail. And the first card is number 13, grief. The second card is 6, seek guidance. And it's interesting that I'm looking at these cards. Both of the women in the cards are crying. Also, both of them have like their fist or like their hand above their mouth. And oddly enough, her hair matches her hair. And so this feels very deep. So I feel like just from the cards alone, I'm going to go through each card separately, but just from the cards alone together, it definitely gives this vibe of mirroring. And I feel like with the grief card being first, and then this seek guidance card being second, it's like she grieved. She went through what she had to go through, and now she is able to assist others. We don't know if this is the same person, but I look at it in that way, which shows me that all that you have gone through was for a purpose and for a reason, and it is going to be helpful for you in the future, but also for others in the future. So I just want to highlight that really quickly. And of course, as I channel my messages, that might come out again, or something else might come out. But in terms of the grief card, the other message that I get is that you have to release the past, but also continue to follow the light. And I feel like right now your heart may be carrying the weight of some past hurt, some loss, or unmet expectations, disappointment. And the card signifies a time where you're still kind of processing and healing that, or you're at the end of that, right? And so this is a sacred space where you're learning to honor your emotions and the experiences of love that didn't go as planned. And that's okay. And it's important to recognize that grief isn't just about sadness. It's also a testament to the death of your ability to love and care and to just give something a try, to be vulnerable, even when it doesn't work out. And that's usually, where we typically go when we're like, I finally opened up, I finally was vulnerable, and then boom, this happened and it didn't work out. That was pointless. And it's not pointless, because it shows you what you're capable of, and that when it is the right person or the right time, you can do that, and you can do it wholeheartedly. And also too, this reminds me of something that a friend said recently. She said, she poured into all the wrong people, and now she's in a beautiful relationship with someone, and she's like, I might as well pour into the right person now, because if I could do it with the wrong people, I could do it with the right person. So knowing that just because something didn't work out doesn't mean you have to stop being that loving, that kind soul. And I feel like Spirit also wants you to know that this phase, while challenging, is necessary for your growth, and that the tears, the reflection, the moments of heartache are helping you to release what no longer serves you in like your highest good and love. And that grief is going to clear, that pathway. And it's going to provide clarity. It's going to provide open space to thrive and to love and to truly receive what you deserve. And, feel what you feel. Feel what you need to feel. Don't rush the process. Each tear that is shed is a step forward. It's a step towards healing. It's a step forward towards reflection and bringing something closer and better for you, right, in your desires. So allow yourself to grieve and remind yourself that this is just a temporary state, and knowing that it is okay if it hits you in waves. And sometimes too, grieving can feel freeing. It can feel very liberating. And so look at it in that sense. So if you do catch yourself crying or sad or reflecting on a bad memory, know that is you clearing up and making room for something better to come in. Okay. For the Seek Guidance card, I think it's like as you navigate through this period of grief, you don't have to do it alone, right? So whether it's leaning on a trusted friend, or a counselor, like going to therapy, or a mentor, or even just like turning into spiritual guidance, like readings, or just kind of tapping in with your own spiritual team, that is a resource and support that is available for you. So using that is helpful. There's wisdom to be gained from those experiences and from those people that may have walked similar paths, or they just could offer that clarity of that perspective, right? Because sometimes we don't always see everything clear, but when we talk about it with someone that's trusted, we get another angle. And I feel like this is also kind of encouraging you to listen to your intuition and your inner compass, and know that you are wise beyond measure, and that sometimes the best guidance comes from the quiet moments of reflection and journaling and meditating, where you can kind of just connect to your higher self and your spirit guides, and not look at others. I'm also hearing Spirit say you need to take a break from social media. You need to take a break from social media. Don't engage in social media for at least 2 weeks is what they're saying. And so some people, that might seem like that's a long time. For some people, that's like, oh, that's easy to do. And the reason why they're saying that, because they're showing me the algorithm. They're saying your algorithm is not matching where your head needs to be and what you want in life. And that basically means, like, for example, if you constantly look at content that talks about, men ain't, ish, women ain't ish, whatever it is, or just like red flags, narcissists, blah, 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 all of that, that's going to be the thing that you keep seeing every time in your feed. But if you look at content that's like encouraging, uplifting, self-loving stuff, healthy relationships, things of that nature. And even with healthy relationship content, you have to be mindful of it, because then you don't want it to dominate your feed to where then you just second guess every little thing someone does that you're dating, because it does not match the video that you just saw. So it has to be a balance. And so I feel like Spirit is saying it's time to give your algorithm a break, but also you might need to even clear your history, because then new things can pop up, and then based on what you interact with, that'll be the new feed that you receive. So think about it. It can be challenging for some people. I actually find joy out of taking breaks from social media, because it can be draining, and it can just be kind of annoying to constantly hear certain things over and over again. It's just like, yeah, I don't have to hear this repeatedly. So that is a suggestion. And another message I'm hearing too is like Spirit is saying you're exactly where you need to be. So the grief that you're processing is a part of this chapter. So don't feel like you're in the wrong spot or you did something wrong. So just honor your feelings and seek support when needed, and just kind of reflect on things and know that this phase is just a bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. And, a version of you who's ready to receive this deep, fulfilling love you deserve is here, and they're ready for it. So now we're going to go to the next card to answer the question of what will your love life look like in 2025. So we have Taurus, which is April 20th to May 20th. The Connoisseur: comfort, luxury, reliable, stubborn, possessive, hard work, life's pleasures, serenity, productive, determination, stability, ruler of second house. Okay. So this card is giving refined taste. It's giving refined taste, and I like it. So in 2025, it seems like your love life is stepping into this space of discernment, this space of elegance and sensuality, pleasure and enjoyment, because the connoisseur represents someone who knows what they want and isn't afraid to work for it or wait for it. You're no longer accepting just anything that comes your way. You're not accepting the breadcrumbs. You're carefully curating the experiences and the connections that are aligned with your higher self, right? Because you went through this grief multiple times. This doesn't give you went through it once. You went through it multiple times. So now, because you know what you know, you can tell this new version of yourself, like, hey, don't accept the breadcrumbs this time. Don't accept the little hand-me-downs. Get the whole enchilada. Get the whole loaf of bread or none of it. You do not accept breadcrumbs. And so Spirit is showing me this image of you kind of like sipping some fine wine and savoring every note and enjoying, the texture of this wine. And that's how your love life is going to be next year. It's about the quality and not the quantity. And you're embracing the relationships that feel genuine, that feel rich, that feel layered with depth, and they feel, exciting, right? And they add value to you and to your life. And they provide stability, right? And so in terms of how the love life is going to look for you, it's looking promising in the sense of you're going to have better options to choose from, better options to connect with. And so because you've done the work and you're understanding what you need and what you desire in love, now you're able to kind of put yourself in a position to attract the connections that mirror that. So there's no more settling for the mediocre situations and experiences, but elevating your standards and just only engaging with those that meet them at your level, And I feel like also with the energy of 2025 for your love life, it definitely gives me this vibe of like passion, but also some longevity here. So whether that's kind of you having a couple of people that you are dating and both of them are very intentional with you and wanting to pursue something with you that is a committed relationship, you get to decide how you want to move with that, right? And so I see more stability here for this new year of love for you, and you're heading towards a love that appreciates you and your uniqueness and the multifaceted person that you are in this relationship or relationships. They feel like they honor you and that they were designed and meant for you. So whatever moment you kind of realize like, oh, these are the people that I'm interested in, and they match that vibe and what you want, that's good. That's a reflection of where you are as well too. So I feel like, just continue to head down that path of self-awareness and growth and just intentionality, because, Spirit wants you to continue to trust your instincts, but also to know that you got this and that everything that you want is here, and it's to your, for your enjoyment, right? So just making sure that you accept that and just allow yourself to explore and to savor the moments of love in all its forms, whether it's romance, whether it's self-love, or just deepening connections with your loved ones, like prioritizing that. And I think another thing too is to know with that savor piece is like savor the moments. Like you don't have to rush into anything. Don't feel like you have to do something within 3 months, within 6 months, within a year because of society, because of social media. And regardless of the age that you are, like let's say for example, if you are a woman, you're a female, and you are at an age where you're like, wow, I really want to have kids, but I haven't met the person yet. Don't feel like just because when you start dating, you have to immediately like click to somebody and just like make it official, like it has to be them. But more so enjoy the experience and know that the person that you're meant to have kids with is going to show up and it's going to be present. So don't try to control it. It's something that I'm hearing Spirit say as well. So in terms of like, will you meet your significant person in 2025? I am getting yes asterisk for the majority of you, and that's just indicative of like how you move on your healing release journey with this grief card. So whether you're at the end of it or you're still in it, as long as you are releasing and clearing out stuff, you'll meet them. I do get a very small, tiny number of you won't meet them in 2025, which is not a bad thing. It still means you can date. It just might not mean you might meet that significant one in 2025. Or you could meet them, but it's just not the timing for y'all to be in a relationship. But know that 2025 is still going to be a great year for you in love. And I get in terms of the timing of it, I'm seeing more so the middle part of the year. It's like June to August, maybe September. There might be a couple of you that actually will meet this person in the Taurus season of next year, which is exciting. But I get the good chunk of you all will meet them within like that early summer range as well. So now we'll get into your main themes, lessons for your love life in 2025. So you have 2 cards for that. So the first card is communication. Conversation is on the horizon. Someone is planning to reach out. Be ready to express yourself. And then we have, higher self. And we've been talking about higher self a lot during this pile so far. So that's very befitting. Higher self. No matter how dark or muddy your path may be, trust the guidance of your higher self. I love that. I love that a lot. Okay. So in terms of that question, I just get this sense of powerful, deeply transformative energy. And, for 2025, your love life is all about rising to your highest potential and creating that love story rooted in clarity, rooted in authenticity, and just love, right? The theme of self-awareness and connection and just true alignment within yourself, but also with others is big here too. I feel like with this higher, I'm actually put them over here. I'm gonna switch them. I feel like with the higher self card, it shows me you're stepping into this new chapter where you're no longer chasing love from a place of lack of fear and desperation, right? You are instead embodying your higher self and align with the energy of unconditional love, self-worth, and just divine timing. And so in 2025, it's like your growth revolves around seeing yourself clearly and knowing what you deserve and allowing that energy to kind of just flow into the corner of your love life naturally and organically. And it's about recognizing that love isn't something external that you need to find. It is a reflection of the love and the peace that you have cultivated within. So when you genuinely and truly love yourself and you create this loving, peaceful life within you and around you, it is going to be reflected in the experiences that you have and the people that come into your life. And this year is about trusting that and knowing that if you have been doing the work, if you have been releasing what no longer serves you, if you've been letting it go, if you've been talking through it and healing from it and growing from it, you're going to see that reflection. And just trusting your intuition and knowing that your inner voice, your higher self, is guiding you towards that relationship and those experiences that are right for you, that feel good and that are healthy. And so with the communication card, it shows the importance of clear, honest, open dialogue. And that's perfect with this card of like seek guidance, because in order for therapy to work, you have to be honest. And people will go to therapy and lie, and it's like, what's the purpose? Because they can't give you the help and the guidance and the advice if you're going there telling lies. And it's not saying that's what you're doing, but more so like being honest about where you've come from. How did that work out for you? Where did you fall short in it? Taking accountability for your actions, but also understanding where you want to be and how you want to be and how you want to show up. And so you know, while you're navigating this and healing through things, it's important to communicate authentically. And then so you can just receive the help and the guidance that you need. And so I feel like the other big lesson of 2025 for your love life is that communication is a game changer for you, but also communication is not just about words. It's about the energy and presence of how you show up in your relationships. And so expect the opportunities to practice vulnerability, right? To set those boundaries, to express your needs without being fearful, right? And that can be challenging, especially when you come from relationships or experiences where you have done that before and it didn't end well. So then you might feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't express myself. Maybe I shouldn't set boundaries because last time I did this happened. So knowing that when you are confident and truly loving yourself, you will do those things and do it wholeheartedly and fearlessly, because you know that if someone does not respond the way that you will hope them to respond, then they shouldn't be a part of your life. Because no one that's supposed to be here that truly loves you and cares for you will cross your boundaries, will disrespect you and make you feel uncomfortable and unsafe. So that's something else I want to express here. And I think too, you're going to just do well with like communicating your wants and your needs in all areas of your love life, and you feel confident about it, and you're going to be with people that respect that and admire it. So that's something to be, helpful, that can be helpful for you. And know that one last thing, like any lingering fears, insecurities, or limited beliefs that you have around love will surface, but knowing that it's okay to talk through it and talk about it. You don't have to shy away from it and feel like, oh, I can't mention it because then it's going to manifest and create into this thing. No, it's about what you can continuously think and what you continuously say that will cause it to create itself into the 3D. But if you are clearing it out, it is fine. I always say, when you feel like a bad thought is coming in, let it come in and talk and just let it out. Just say, you know what? I'm going to let this little ugly thought come out. I'm going to just say it and I'm going to get it out because I don't want it to control me. Have that type of mentality and that mindset surrounding it, and it will be a game changer. It will change everything. I promise you. So then the next question we have is about, I think this is the what type of relationship or connections will you attract? So just kind of get a little insight of like what would that look like, the dynamic. So we have the freedom card. We have the freedom card here. Ooh, we have the soulmate love card. So that's pretty straightforward. But, I feel like this dynamic and it just feels very deep, and very empowering, this little duo, the freedom and the soulmate card. The energy here lets me know that you are stepping into this space where this connection or connections will just feel liberating and align with your soul's path, right? You don't feel restricted. You don't feel like you can't speak up. And you know what? That goes back to, remember how I said earlier, they had their hands covering their mouth and they're crying? That gives me this energy of like, you really felt like you couldn't speak. You couldn't express yourself in past experience. And this can be outside of love too. And so Spirit is saying it is time to move that hand up from your mouth and to communicate. It is time to communicate. It is time to express yourself. There might be some struggles with the throat chakra sometimes. It is time to get that aligned. And this reminds me of this line from one of my favorite lines from this movie. And long story short, there's a young girl. She wants to protest. She wants to speak up about things, but a lot of people have been quieting her or threatening her, so she's scared. So her dad is like, when you ready to talk, you talk. Don't ever let nobody make you be quiet. And that's what Spirit is saying to you right now. Don't ever let anyone or anything make you feel like you got to be quiet and you can't say anything or speak up for yourself, because that is not the case. So speak, be vocal. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the cards individually, but in terms of the freedom card, obviously how I mentioned before, liberation. Liberations from old cycles, limiting beliefs, and just anything that held you back when it came to love. And I feel like in this next phase, you're attracting a connection where you can truly be yourself without fear, without judgment, or need to conform. This is a love that celebrates you and your individuality. It allows you and your partner to grow while maintaining your uniqueness. And I feel like this connection is a breath of fresh air. It allows you to explore, allows you to expand. This connection, this partnership is built on trust, not control, right? The opposite of freedom is control, wanting to, micromanage. And, you may have felt very restricted or stifled in past relationships, but in this connection you won't feel that way. It's a breath of fresh air, and I think too, another piece is that it's not about running away from commitment. It's about choosing a relationship where freedom and partnership coexist beautifully, right? So you can be in a relationship and have this union, this connection with someone, but you can also be yourself and have your own life. That is a healthy relationship and a healthy balance, because then you limit and lower the risk of codependency. Now, it's not saying codependency will never happen, because I feel like there will be moments where we do become codependent on our partners, but it's all about making sure that we know how to get out of that energy and how to adjust ourselves at times. And so that's like one big piece that I'm picking up from the Freedom card. The Soulmate card, this just lets me know, like, this is just divine alignment. It's just a beautiful connection where it's not casual. It is actually soulful. It's a soulmate of love, and it feels like home. It feels safe. I feel like this person will mirror your growth and the dreams and your highest potential. They'll challenge you in the best ways, helping you evolve while offering support and love and gentleness. And I feel like you'll recognize them by the ease of your connection and the way that you are able to bring the best out of each other. And I want you to know this too, like how I mentioned, you don't have to rush the process when it comes to grieving and stuff, and just like your relationship, but also knowing that something that goes smoothly and this feels very easy is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Because sometimes we think, oh, we got to have all these sparks and it got to be chaotic and intense. That doesn't necessarily mean that's a good thing if you have all of those things. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing if you have all those things. But understanding that ease is okay and it's healthy as well. So yeah, I just want to lift that up. And I feel that when you are with this person, this connection, I hear you say, like, it was worth it. Everything that I went through, it was worth it, because it led me to you. And they're going to say the same thing about you as well too. So, I feel like if you are obviously single, just prepare to meet someone who aligns perfectly with this energy, and, that connects with your soul, and it's safe and it's balanced. And obviously, if you are watching this and you are in a relationship, just knowing that this is leading to a different chapter and a newer chapter where, it's the next step. So whether that's moving in together, it's marriage, or just simply, deepening that emotional connection, emotional bond, know that that's there. And, the past relationships that you had, they're gone, and you basically have healed from them and learned what you needed to learn. So overall, just making sure that you're trusting yourself, trusting divine God's timing, and celebrating this freedom, and, really embodying that in your independence, and knowing that you have choice. You have choice. Okay. And then the last card the last question is like, what steps should you take to align with this true love, and like how to prepare for it. So we have 2 tarot cards. They are the Daughter of Wands, which is, I believe this is the Page of Wands. I always forget which one the daughters are. I think they're the Page. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So in terms of the Daughter of Wands, honestly, with them together, I'm hearing this message of you are on the cusp of something beautiful. And the steps that you take now are setting that foundation for the love that you desire. So basically, you know, what you're doing now, what you're pouring into yourself now, how you're showing up, that is setting the tone. So if you are not choosing yourself now, that is setting the tone to where people will probably not show up in a way where they're looking like they're choosing you. If you are choosing yourself, that is setting the tone for them people to know, like, okay, they prioritize themselves, they love themselves, they choose themselves. So what does choosing yourself look like? Being healthy, mentally, physically, you know, exercising in some way to what you want it to be. Does not mean you have to go into the gym. It can mean going on walks. It can mean doing at-home exercises. It can mean, you know, doing a 15-minute workout. Whatever makes sense for you. But choosing yourself, eating healthier, because you know, oh, if I eat, you know, cake all day and every day, I know it makes me bloated and it doesn't make me feel good. So then why would you continue to do it? You choose yourself and you're like, you know what, baby girl, baby boy, you gonna eat cake maybe once a week, and maybe not even once a week, maybe just once a month, who knows? But you're choosing yourself in a way that you are prioritizing your health and your wellness. But also too, going back to that individuality piece, you don't stop doing the things that bring you joy and passion and that give you personality when you start dating, when you meet someone, because it's so easy to do that because you're so excited. You're like, oh my gosh, here's this new person. I'm so in like with this person. I'm so in love. I want to do all the things with them. And then you lose ground of who you are and what they actually liked and what they fell in love with. So then when you stop doing it, you feel lost. So Spirit is saying, don't get into that cycle again. Stay in the realm of, I'm making sure I'm doing the things that make me feel good, that I enjoy. So if you like going out with your friends, do that. If you like to go out to a movie, do that. Do the things that make you feel good, and continue to do those things when you're in a relationship, when you're dating, because it also is healthy for you to make sure that you're not losing focus about yourself and putting it onto another person. So when you have a booked and busy schedule, that's good, because now you have energy to put into other spaces and into yourself outside of that person. That's the big thing I wanted to just share. That Spirit is like, you know, yelling at me right now to say to you. So in terms of the Daughter of Wands, this just gives me this energy of like open possibility, because she represents that curiosity. She represents this creativity and just someone ready to explore and to try something. And so to align with true love, Spirit is saying that you need to embody this adventurous spirit. So be open to trying something different when it comes to the dating scene next year in 2025. If you don't really like going out, that's fine, but like figure out ways and places you can go that will be okay with you, right? So maybe you're not into parties. Maybe you don't have to do parties. Maybe you can do nice music events or festivals. That gives you the opportunity to meet more people. I'm also hearing Spirit say, follow your passions. Love doesn't come from a place of need, right? When you are immersed in something that lights you up, that brings you joy and excites you, that's going to radiate, and people are going to pick up on that and want to be closer to you because they see that. So making sure that you're doing that. I'm also hearing too, just kind of like release this fear and just step into the unknown and just let go. Just let go and just do it. Don't think about it too much. With the 9 of Pentacles, I get a couple of things. I get this foundation of self-worth, and you know, it's letting me know that you are building a solid self-concept and self-confidence and independence, and you need to continue to do that. Keep planting those seeds. Think of yourself as a tree. So just because the tree has grown to this beautiful tree and it's harvested some fruits or whatever, its leaves, doesn't mean like, oh, okay, I'm done, I ain't got to take care of the tree anymore. No, the tree still needs water. Sometimes it needs sunlight. Whatever the needs are, keep tending to that tree. Monitor its wellness, because that's how you have a tree that makes it through the storms, because the foundation is so solid. because there's a routine there. Spirit is saying create a routine, and the routine doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same thing every single day, but there needs to be some type of structure in your life to where it keeps you balanced and it keeps you on track. So continue to do that. Continue to own your power. Continue to cultivate this balance, this essence of balance, and know that love is about interdependence, where both partners are able to share and build, right? And not make it so codependent. And just continue to be present. Enjoy. Love doesn't need to feel forced or chased. And so I feel like with the Daughter of Wands, it's just stepping into this energy of like enjoying the moment and going for it, but also remaining grounded in the process. Okay. And so I feel like, this relationship that's here for you next year, these suitors that are here for you next year are healthy individuals, right? And you just got to welcome it in. Just don't be afraid of it. So know that your preparation for love isn't about changing who you are. It's just about being the best version of yourself as much as you can each and every day. We're not going to always get it right, but do it as much as you can and keep that balance and that adventurous spirit and that solid foundation. And then boom, it all works out. Okay? So I hope you all enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, feel free to thumbs up the video and check out other videos on my channel. And I wish you the best for your love life in 2025. Alrighty, bye. Hello, pile number 3. This will be for those that selected the beautiful Ellery necklace. Got a little gangster lean going on, but we'll put the necklace to the side. And we're going to go through each set of cards to answer the questions that were listed, earlier in the video. So the first question was where you are in terms of your love life right now. So this is based off like present energy. So the card that we have here is number 20, Awakened. They want to call out this yellow in this card as well too, and that's connected to the solar plexus chakra, so that might be significant to someone. But I feel like your current energy is just very powerful right now. Like you are standing in this space of clarity and just understanding that it probably feels like a long time coming, and Spirit is saying you get it now. I'm hearing them say you finally got it, you get it now. And so it's like after all of these years of healing and reflection and inner work and all of this stuff, like you finally see the bigger picture of your romantic journey. And it's like the pieces of the puzzle, have fallen into place. And now you can look at the image and say, so that's what this has been all about, right? Because sometimes we don't always get it in the moment. We're like, why is this happening? Why is it like this? And even like a little bit afterwards, we might not understand it. But when you really take a step back, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's why that happened the way that it did. That's why this played out the way that it did, because it led me to this moment. And so I feel like you're realizing that love, like so many things in life, is about the essence and not just the form of it, right? So it's not about the partner or the relationship or even just the timeline. It's about the feeling that those things bring into your life, right? So because think about it, like it's okay to have like a physical preference, but when we think about what do you want to feel like when you're in this relationship, how are you going to be when you're in this relationship? Because that tells you how to show up. And so, we can use it like a monetary example. Like think about $1 million. It's not the money itself, but the sense of the freedom, the joy, the abundance that it provides that we want. So it's very similarly to love. It's like you're recognizing that it's the connection. It is the security. It is the deep respect, mutual respect that truly matters. Not just the labels or how things look on the outside. It's going below the surface level. And so I feel like the exciting part of this card and this portion of the video is that you have awakened to understanding this, and now you're realigning yourself and you know exactly what you want. You're no longer chasing something outside of you to feel whole. Like you've begun like cultivating these, those emotions within your own self, and that is the magic. That is the the cherry on top. That energy you radiate now is the magnet for the love that you're ready to receive, because you have it within yourself. You realize that you are the light. You don't have to look outside of yourself for love. You don't have to look outside of yourself for anything, because you know that you have it within. And so you're no longer wanting the one to complete you or for a partner to bring happiness to your life, but more so like you've already started embodying that joy and that happiness and that love and that peace within yourself, that the doors are opening because you're ready for it. And you're not only just ready for love, but you're ready for a connection that reflects that deep inner work that you have done. And you stay in that energy, and it's magnetic and it's transformative, it's alluring, and it leads you to partners and relationships that match it. And I just love this card because she seems so calm, and it's just her in the card, even though there's another mat behind her. Like, she seems very calm and just, at peace and well centered. So that's what I get for that first question. The second one is like, how will your love life look in 2025? It's like a general, check-in on that journey for you. So we have the 8th house. Look at that: transformation, birth, death, rebirth, sex, mystery, investments, afterlife, share resources, inheritance, secrets, joint ventures, and legacy. So I feel like, this transformation card coming out, this is just a profound moment in your romantic journey. One that promises you this deep, meaningful change. It's just going to be different, right? The year ahead is not about just finding love, but like how I said earlier, it's about, the solid connections. It's about evolving with love. You're shedding the layers of old patterns, old habits, fears that just are unhealthy. And this transformation begins within, because you recognize your worth. You recognize that, okay, well, I went through it in the past. That doesn't have to be my story forever, right? I'm healing from those past wounds. I'm aligning with the kind of love that mirrors my truest self and like how I show up for myself. And so for some of you, that may mean like leaving behind connections or mindsets that just kept you stagnant, right? And so you're making this space for the love that feels expansive, that's empowering, that's healthy and authentic. And for some of you, it can just feel like, you are growing in a different way. And so I would say that Spirit is saying, expect moments of discomfort for this growth, because, it's not always going to be easy, but trusting that this transformation is leading you to something beautiful, and that there's a beautiful energy surrounding it. And it's wanting you to be vulnerable and being open and courageous. And so I feel like with the next year, it's important for you to align with this love and stay true to your heart and just trust the process and kind of just prepare for this version of love that you always wanted, by being that to yourself, but also making room for it. And knowing that I feel like you're going to have a lot of options in your love life next year. So be mindful of that, but also know too, you're going to attract it all. So you have to use your discernment to decipher which ones are worth it and which ones are not. And I think too, it's important to kind of reevaluate some things. So there might have been some traits, some things that really were important to you when you were younger, but now as maybe 3, 5 years, 10 years older, you like, you know what, maybe that's not what I really want. Let me adjust that. And that's okay. But be very clear and direct about it, and understand like what you accept and allow is what people will do. So if it's something you don't want in your life, don't accept it. So in terms of, will you meet this significant person in next year's time? I do believe it. I see a yes, a strong yes. I feel like I said before, you're going to be meeting multiple people throughout the year. So it's giving championship season. So multiple teams playing to win the title. So don't be surprised if you have 2-3 people, showing up, and you're dating them all and you're trying to figure out which one you like the most. Like that's definitely going to be a thing. So in terms of the next question, which is like, what's your main theme, your lessons in love for 2025? So we have 2 cards. We have getting to know each other, enjoy discovering new commonalities, goals and dreams as you get to learn more about each other. And then slow down. Just because we want something so bad doesn't mean we have to rush into it. Take a moment to talk with your partner or yourself to reflect on what is best. So that kind of goes back to what I was saying a little bit earlier. But just with the getting to know you card, like taking the time to just get to know one another. You don't have to rush into the heavy hitter conversations and questions. It may take time for someone to open up. It doesn't mean that they don't like you if they don't. If you ask them a question that's kind of heavy in the first month of y'all dating. Right? Because Some people have like heavy stories, and that might not be something they can instantly just open up, about within a month or within 2 months. Who knows? And I'm also hearing spirit say, don't compare either. So like, let's say you go on a date with one person and they're open about everything that happened in their life, their traumas and stuff within the first month of y'all dating. And you go on, you meet somebody else, y'all been dating as well for a month, and they're not as open, but they're not secretive. They're just like, I will share more over time when I feel more comfortable. Like I said, that does not mean that they don't like you or that they're not interested in you. You can't force vulnerability. And depending on what those stories may be, they could be heavy. And some people don't want to pour heavy trauma and pain onto someone's lap or mind if they don't know them well, or even too, just to like protect the other person, because that could be a lot to manage. And so just being mindful of that. I feel that, as you give it time and find other ways to be, connected with this person, they will be open up to you. In terms of the slowdown card, I mean, it's very, very clear, but like sometimes we think we have to move on a certain timeline based on what we see in society or social media. And I feel like it's okay for there to be helpful advice and, guidance out there when it comes to dating and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's about what works best for you and this person. So some people may think, oh, you need to be official after 3 months. While some people might think waiting 6 months to a year is okay. You live your life the way you want to live it. Do not live your life based on what has worked or hasn't worked for others. Decide what you are okay with and what is aligned with your values, with your goals and your morals and your boundaries. So it's not saying, oh, wait 2 years to be official with somebody. It's not saying that, but it's saying you go at the pace that you want to go. And also, I'm hearing spirit say, don't tell everybody your business about your dating life. Protect it a little bit more. That's something that they recommend you do, because that might not have been something you did in the past. Protect it more. So if people are out constantly asking you about updates on a date that you went on, give them and let's say things are going really well with this person, give them an update, but you don't have to get into the nitty gritty of it. You don't have to give them all the details. They don't need to know all that you do with this person, because sometimes other people's doubts and their experiences will weigh in on how you feel about your situation. So protect it. Don't talk about it too much with people. It's not saying necessarily you have to keep it a full secret, but be okay with not sharing all the updates. And even if there are moments where there's some challenges, like find one trusted person that you could talk about things with that won't throw it back in your face or make you feel some type of way. You want to find one person for that. And that could be a therapist. It could be a close friend. It could be a coworker, someone that can detach from it, but also be supportive when you need them. So that's what they want to say with that. So in terms of like what type of relationship and connection you will attract, we'll go with these two cards here, which are, we have the Bride. Well, that's very big. That's a big deal. And then we have Reflection. So let's talk about the Bride card. This is major. Whether you believe in traditional marriage or not, the energy here is all about like lifelong commitment. And you're stepping into a relationship that's destined to be profound, to be lasting. And this is the one you've been waiting for. Like, this is the partner that feels like home. This is the one that makes you think like, this is it. This is my forever. Like, this connection feels like forever written all over it. Because this person sees you as their equal. They see you as their partner in every sense of the word. Like, Spirit wants you to know that this person is someone who values building a life together and sharing those dreams, growing through challenges, communicating, celebrating victories as a team, but also even the quote unquote losses, because y'all know that there are lessons out of that. There is growth out of it. And so if you've been wondering when your happily ever after will be, it definitely feels like the person that you meet in 2025 is that person. Sorry, that's my phone. So just, be mindful of that and welcome that energy in. And then in terms of, maybe that's a good thing that noise came on, because I silenced my phone for all of my other parts of the video. But for this one, I turned it on because I had a call coming through and I forgot to turn it back off. And so for me to say that all of that and that, noise came, that's just double confirmation that Spirit is agreeing with it. So in terms of the Reflection card, this adds a layer to this connection. This relationship isn't just about moving forward, but recognizing how your past has shaped you and your desires, and knowing that you and this person share a reflective bond. And that's something in this story that is deep, right? And it could be, similar childhood experiences. It could be shared values, whatever it is, like the work that you do it, in the community, whatever. But there is this energy of like, y'all are very connected, and it feels like fate. It's almost like if you're the two puzzle pieces coming together to form this bigger picture, it's like y'all are the final two pieces to make the puzzle be done. And so I feel like they reflect the qualities that you've been seeking in a partner, and you do that as well for them. And you'll find that, you're able to build something that honors what both of you want. And it's beautiful, and it's a shared future together. So I love that. Okay. I feel like this pile is just so straightforward. I don't know why, I just feel like it's just straightforward, and I love it. Maybe because this is the pile too that you're in a position where like it's like you're the seniors graduating, if that makes sense. And it's not saying like the other piles didn't have like a straightforward energy, but I feel like y'all, this particular pile, you all are just really at a position where you can finally graduate, and that's why you are the bride, regardless of gender. That's why you are this card. So I just want to highlight that, because we're basically almost done with the reading, because I just have these last two cards, which goes to the last question, which is, what steps should you take to align with true love and how to prepare. So we have the 10 of Wands, and then the God of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles. So with this 10 of Wands, with this 10 of Wands, I feel like this is saying to reflect on all of the experiences that have shaped you, both the beautiful ones and the challenging ones, and know that each lesson has added to your wisdom. It's added to your strength. It's added to your ability to love deeply. And that it's about choosing to carry the lessons forward and not the burdens, right? So shifting that thought, right? Instead of thinking like, oh, all that trauma and all that stuff I went through and that heaviness of it, think about it as, what did I learn out of that? What did I gain from it? Because there's something in it. There's some type of light in it. It might not always be for every little situation, but for the most part, there's some beauty out of it. So carry the lessons forward and not the burdens. Okay. And also too, think of it as a way, like every moment of growth that you have, every time you set a boundary or show patience or just even show love, you're preparing yourself more and more for a healthy relationship and a healthy love. Like you've done the heavy lifting. So now it's time to lighten that load and release any lingering doubts, fears, or just like, stories that just don't serve or match or are aligned with what you want and where you want to go. So trust that those challenges you face were not in vain, and know that they shaped you into a person who's ready to meet their match, who's ready to be in this healthy relationship, right? So just release that emotional baggage and lighten that load. Is one big thing that I get from that card. From the God of Pentacles card, I feel like this is a beautiful confirmation of your person. Like your person, your king, your queen, however you want to describe them, is waiting for you. And the King of Pentacles represents stability. He represents abundance. Someone that knows how to show up fully and consistently. He has more than enough to offer. And know that this isn't just about romance, but it's about building a life together with someone that values commitment, that values trust, that values loyalty and growth. And so this is a representation of your person. And I feel that, this image represents this stability and this resilience and the deep roots. Like those roses, the grapes represent abundance and wealth and luxury, but not just also financially, but just all over, emotionally, mentally. And so I feel like your person is making way for you. And it's like they're in this sacred space waiting for you. And they know when you arrive, you're both intuitively going to know that this is the connection. This is the person I was preparing for. Like you just gonna feel it. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like you have to chase, because you do not have to chase this love.
You do not have to fight for this love. You are done with struggle love. You are done fighting for love. You don't have to do that. So know that this is perfect alignment. And so, just in terms of this card, like making sure that you continue to ground yourself and know that you already have the love that you desire because it's within you. And just take action to prepare for this relationship by making sure you're organizing your life. You are creating the emotional space. You are focusing on the personal growth and carrying those lessons with you, carrying those golden nuggets with you, and trusting that the universe, that God is leading you both to this special point, to this special place. And so, like, as you continue to just like align yourself in this steady, transforming energy, you will see the effort you put into healing, and the growth will pay off. You will see that God had a big plan all along, and it was a beautiful plan. So just continue to prepare yourself to enjoy this journey and to welcome it in, and know that this is going to be a beautiful breath of fresh air. And it was worth it all in the end. Okay. So yeah, that is what I have for this pile. I hope that you all enjoyed your reading. I'm really excited for you all and just happy. And who knows, maybe some of you might actually get married in 2025 just because we do have the bride card here. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone comes back and say, hey, I'm engaged, or I got married, we eloped, whatever. So congratulations to pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Feel free to thumbs up the video, check out other videos on my channel, leave a comment below. As always, I appreciate the love and the support. Bye.